Well, Iraqi Prime Minister Haidar al-Abadi says he has ordered the country's air force to strike positions of the Daesh terror group in sight of neighboring Syria. Abadi said the air attacks were conducted in retaliation for the recent bomb attacks in Baghdad. Now, the airstrikes took place on Friday and targeted the Al-Kamal and Hoseiba areas. A source close to Syria's foreign ministry says the raids were carried out in coordination with Damascus. Meanwhile, the Iraqi army and allied forces are advancing against Daesh terrorists as they push ahead with their offensive to fully liberate the northern city of Mosul. They've already retaken the eastern side of the city and are now fighting to recapture its western half. In their latest advances, government forces have entered the first neighborhood in Mosul's west a day after they regained full control of the city's international airport. Turning to London, joined by Mr. Marcus Papadopoulos, Senator of Politics. First, thanks so much for being with us. Tell me the significance of this cross-country border, if you want to say, bombing at the Iraqis in coordination with the Syrian government, those also bombing the terrorists inside of Syrian soil.
Well, this is very welcome news. This is very positive news. And anyone in the world who wants to see the destruction of ISIS should be rejoicing, because what ISIS now finds itself in a very precarious situation because it is faced with a lethal coalition. And that coalition is comprised of the Syrian military, the Russian military, the Iranian military, the Iraqi military, and of course Hezbollah. And because of that lethal coalition, which is now fighting against ISIS in both Syria and Iraq, we can say with certainty that it is just a matter of time until that malignant organization, which is ISIS, is completely eradicated. We can also say that the development today of the Iraqi Air Force bombing ISIS in Syria, with of course the full permission by Damascus and coordination with Damascus, demonstrates just how close relations are between Syria and Iraq. And we can also say that the decision for the Iraqis to bomb ISIS in Syria would not just have been approved by Damascus, which of course is the most important approval to have been sought, but it would also have been run past the Russian governments and the Iranian governments. So that just demonstrates once again what a strong, formidable opposition is fighting against ISIS. And of course, the other point to make is one of international law, that the Iraqi Air Force bombing ISIS in Syria with the approval of Damascus, obviously stands in contrast to the American-led coalition, because the American-led coalition, which is allegedly bombing ISIS and other terrorist groups in Syria, does not have the permission of the Syrian government.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us out of London, Marcus Papadopoulos, Senator Politics First.